So my BF, Jason, 24, has a BFF, Marcia, 25. I say BFF because he always talks about her, but she doesn't seem to be on the same page. We've been together for a year now, and things have been nice, but recently I feel like I might have gotten the ick. Jason lives in the same city as I do. He moved here after college and is away from most of his friends. We went to his hometown to meet his parents, and I also met his old friend group, including Marcia. That's when the first odd thing happened. Marcia talked to Jason like he was just an old acquaintance, not a best friend. She even had to ask him what he was doing for work again. She seemed way closer to other people, including some of the guys. At first, I thought maybe she was angry at him or something, but she was super nice to me. Odd. Then, the second odd thing happened. Marcia passed through our town, and Jason only knew because of her Instagram stories. He even asked to meet up, but she said she didn't have time. There are a bunch of little things like that. I started to worry that maybe Marcia was taking advantage of him, keeping him around when she needed something, then ghosting him. You know, like those girls who keep guys warm. I asked him about it, and he got really weird, so I looked through his phone. You can judge me, but I did it. The last time they had spoken was in March. He was always the one initiating, and she was polite but distant. The last thing she said to him was, "Now that you have a girlfriend, I don't think you should be texting girls at 3 a.m. I would freak the fuck out. But that's just me." He kept trying to reach out after that, but all she ever did was heart react to his messages. On Instagram, it was the same story. He reacted to every one of her posts with either fire or heart emojis. I started to think he might be in love with her. I tried to calm down, but a few weeks later, Jason and I were planning a weekend trip for our 1-year anniversary. Everything seemed fine on the surface, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The night before we were supposed to leave, he was scrolling through Instagram on the couch next to me, and I saw him react to another one of Marcia's stories, this time a picture of her out at a bar with friends. He sent her a fire emoji again, and she just sent a heart back. That's it. No words, no conversation. Just that. I asked him why he kept reacting to her stories when she barely responds. He brushed it off, saying it was just friendly, and that I was overthinking. I could feel my frustration bubbling up, so I asked, "Are you sure you're not in love with her?" Jason looked shocked, almost offended, but I kept pushing. "You keep trying to get her attention, and she clearly doesn't care. It's like you're obsessed. I feel like I'm just here while you're hung up on someone else." Then, I told him I wasn't comfortable going on our trip. I didn't want to spend an entire weekend pretending like nothing was wrong when, in reality, I felt more distant from him than ever. He called me dramatic, said I was overthinking everything, and even went as far as calling me insecure. That's when I lost it. I told him the way he was acting toward Marcia was creepy. The constant reactions, the late-night texts, and the fact that he couldn't seem to let her go even though she wasn't interested. I said we needed to postpone the trip until we could figure out what was really going on between us because I wasn't comfortable going anywhere with him like this. Here's where it gets even worse. After our fight, I noticed Jason scrolling through the Chanel site, and guess what? He was looking at a Chanel perfume for Marcia. Not any either. It was a €300 bottle. Super expensive. When I confronted him about it, he tried to play it off like it was just a gift for a friend. But why on earth would you drop that kind of money on someone who barely acknowledges you? I felt sick to my stomach. Now, Jason's furious. He says I'm blowing everything out of proportion and that I'm making him feel like some kind of stalker when he's just being friendly. But honestly, I don't know how to feel. Was I too harsh for calling him a creep? Should I have just gone on the trip and ignored my gut?